The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 31 of the Daily Mother Swole. Check, but I reckon let's begin. Party on, because we're getting into some pull-ups. Today is a very special Daily Swole. I am demonstrating a proper pull-up. And if you can't do a pull-up, I'm showing you how you can train to do one. There'll be some accompanying footage, also maybe some clips from the Periscope that I did earlier. This was a big hit. Not to mention, I got a little pump in, which is always more than acceptable, if you know what I'm saying. Not like I can't just pump by just closing my eyes and meditating, but you know how it goes. Can always use a good pump. So a pull-up, why is a pull-up important? Why do people want to do a pull-up? And what are the ways and demonstration, obviously, how you can get to do one if you can't do one already, or how you could do more pull-ups if you want to increase your number. So a pull-up is such a functional movement. You're literally pulling yourself up. You're climbing up a mountain. You're climbing over a ledge. You're holding on from a tree branch. I mean, we descended from the apes. We are monkeys, obviously. You're looking at one. I am totally a gorilla. I'm totally a silverback, as you know. This is our heritage, to climb, to jump, to run. This is a very functional movement. A pull-up is really, really important, and it's kind of like people want to do it because it's a sign of power. It's like a basic function. It's the same way a person might have tons of money, but if they can't stand up anymore, if they lose their ability to walk around, they get depressed. You know, they lose their independence. Pull-ups have like this essence of an independence, of a control of one's body. And it's like a self-esteem type thing, in my opinion. And most people can't do it. So, man, do a lot of you have low self-esteem because you can't do a pull-up? This is the episode for you. This is the episode you have to be paying attention to, because this is how you can get yourself to get to doing a pull-up, which is awesome. I mean, it's a great functional strength movement, and it's something that everyone should be able to do, in my opinion. So what muscles are involved? It's pretty much everything from grip strength, from the hands and the forearms, to the biceps, long head of the triceps, even the other parts of the triceps stabilizing the elbow joint. You have muscles of the pectoral area, to stabilize the scapula and also internally rotate the humerus. You have the lats, you have the shoulder, you have the rotator cuff, you have the spinal erectors, you have everything stabilizing the core, transverse abdominis, you have the serratus, you have the multifidus, everything in the body, you know, middle lower traps. You also have the levator muscles, you have the rhomboids, everything in the body. Everything, even the lower body is involved, because you have to stabilize the core, which goes down to the glutes in order to not swing, to do a proper form, which is another reason why I wanted to demonstrate the pull-up today, because form is a big concern. So the first thing, when you're looking at a pull-up, what has to happen? Scapular depression. That's when the scapula actually pushed down. The actual bones, the shoulder blades, actually push down to press. Now, you got some action from the lower trapezius. You have some action from some other muscles that allow that depression to take place. Now, I'm going to show a couple demonstrations. There's going to be, I'm talking right now over, you're probably not seeing me anymore because I put in a video and you're looking to look at the actual depression. So right now we're looking at the scapular depression. As you can see, my scapula, my arms are moving, the elbows aren't bending, it's just the scapula. You can do this on a bar like so, or you can do this seated on one of those lat pull-down machines, keep your arms straight and work on scapular depressions. What this does is it activates these stabilizer muscles from the scapula in the shoulder girdle, allowing you to enact more force and proper force production and distribution through the shoulder joint. Okay, so the difference between the shoulder girdle and the shoulder joint is the joint involves the humerus, the girdle involves the scapula and the thoracic body, and the connection with the scapula to the body. The joint has to do with the scapula and the humerus. So you have the arm articulating. That's a lot to do with the shoulder joint, but the shoulder girdle is what provides that stability and really drives that power. The shoulder girdle is what's really stabilizing the arm itself, the humerus, so you can enact force with the latissimus, with the pectorals, through the humerus. So the shoulder girdle is super important. Without getting too much into anatomy lesson, Notice when I add in. Now we're looking at the full pull-up. The full pull-up, when I activate the shoulder blades, I activate the depression, the scapular depression first, and then I pull up. It's a solid movement. You can see my back. Everything locks in place. It's like puzzle pieces. It's like gears. It's like Michelangelo descended or rose from the grave, and Jesus descended back onto earth. They made love, and we're watching the video of that lovemaking. That is what a pull-up is. That's what the ultimate pull-up is Jesus and Michelangelo getting down and dirty. That's what a pull-up is. It's a work of art when you do it properly, because so many people do not. CrossFit. Sorry. Got something stuck in my throat. Anywhosaurus. When you're doing a pull-up, it's very important to activate these muscles so you don't round the back, so you don't pull the bar to the front. You want to go bar right to your clavicle. Think about this when you're doing a pull-up. Think about pulling the bar down to your chest rather than pulling yourself up to the bar. If you think about pulling yourself up to the bar, you're going to get this effect of kind of like a struggle. You're going to get this effect of, I have to get over this ledge. So you kind of pull yourself away from it as if you're trying to get on top of something. That's like a natural instinctual thing, like when you're a kid climbing on couches and climbing on tables. You want to imagine that you're not moving, the bar is moving, and you're pulling the bar down to your chest. So imagine you're on a pull-down machine, even when you're doing a pull-up, and that can help you. Okay, now what we're looking at is the breakdown of how to do a pull-up if you can't do a pull-up. We do negatives. A negative is just the eccentric motion. The reason why negatives are so important, and this might just be tomorrow's Daily Swole because people need to know more about negatives. Negatives are, in other words, the eccentric portion of the muscle contraction. The eccentric portion of the muscle contraction is the deceleration portion. It's the movement with gravity, as if you're putting something down the ground slowly, like you're lowering something over the edge with like a pulley. You're lowering a rope down. You're lowering the weight for a curl. You're lowering yourself from the bar for a pull-up. You're lowering the bar to your chest for a bench press. You're lowering yourself to the ground for a push-up. Okay, the eccentric part of the contraction is the strongest type of the muscle contraction. The strongest type of contraction a muscle can produce. The amazing and the genius and the wonder of an eccentric contraction, of using and isolating the negative contraction, is that it uses the same muscles during that contraction as on the way up, for example, in a pull-up, the concentric contraction. The same muscles. Think about that. The same muscles. You're not strong enough for the concentric contraction. You're not strong enough to pull yourself up, but you're strong enough to reasonably control yourself on the descent. So what you can do is strengthen these muscles in freestanding space in an open chain environment, doing an actual pull-up, but doing half of it, doing the eccentric, doing the stronger portion, but still hit the same muscles and still get stronger. You get your negative, your eccentric contraction will get stronger. The same muscles you need on the way up will get stronger. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to start to be able to do a pull-up. You're going to get stronger. And I'll explain more tomorrow. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to explain more tomorrow about negatives. I'm going to explain more tomorrow how. Not just why, like, okay, negatives will help you get to a pull-up, but I'm going to get into more depth of how you can progress negatives and how negatives in detail will help you. So I think this is a big success. I want your feedback. When you hear this podcast, when you see this on YouTube, I want your feedback. What do you think about today's Daily Swole being interactive? What do you think about today's Daily Swole being an exercise and breaking it down in this fashion? Let me know what you think. I appreciate your feedback. Let's get into this more. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of a shift, the change. I think this was really good information. It's applicable. You get to see me work out. I get a pump. It mixes things up a little bit, and you still get all the same content. Like right now we're talking, you get the overlays, you get the videos. I think it's great. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Message me on Snapchat. Let's get this out there. Let's blow this shit up. I am pumped. So this is episode 31 of the Daily Mother Swole. That is absolutely correct. I will see everyone tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Time. Peace out.